Chris.
That house is on a separate lot, isn't it?
Right.
I said 1,200, 1,200.
Okay.
I got it here. This is like 1,202 and that was.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
During communication.
Who does? I didn't.
You need to turn your mics on.
Yep, it is. Red roll.
Good evening.
Where it says push there.
I am.
There
There.
you go.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to the April meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals. We are a body of 7 people. Tonight, we're short a few people. We have 3 here, and we have a new member that'll be sworn in, so there'll be 4 people on the board tonight, hearing your variance request. And so we're going to start with the agenda. The first item is the roll call.
Chairman McGonigal, Andy Thomas,
Here.
Mendel Bell, Joe Reeves, Cynthia Lover,
Here.
Wyman Wise.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, then the next item on the agenda would be an approval of the minutes.
Officially, we don't have a quorum at this point. We will have to swear.
Okay. So do you want me to swear him in now?
Go to
You want to swear him now? Okay, so the first, before we go to the reading of the minutes, we'll swear in our new board member. Mr. Jones?
Hold it.
Constitution of the state, according to the Constitution of the state, exercise the duties of the office, exercise the duties of the office, which I am appointed.
It's working. Oh, yeah. Fairly and impartially,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and
to
skill,
the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace and to carry into effect,
to preserve the peace and carry into effect,
according to the law, the purposes for which I've been appointed.
according to the law and the purposes for which I have been appointed.
And I will preserve, protect, and defend
And I will preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and the United States.
the Constitution of this state and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and welcome aboard.
Welcome, welcome.
Congratulations.
Miss Lover, can you call roll again for the record?
Okay, can we call roll again, please?
Chairman McGonigal, Andy Thomas,
Present.
Mendel Bell, Joe Reeves, Cynthia Lover,
Here.
Wyman Wise,
Here.
Norfleet Jones.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. So let me ask the city attorneys, the reading of the minutes, since then only 3 of us are present, there's not really a quorum to approve the minutes. Should we continue that to the next meeting?
We have a quorum now.
We do, but he wasn't here. He wasn't part of the minutes. He can't vote on that because he was not here to even know if they're correct.
Well, he is a current member of the board, but to be safe, it probably would be something that we would delay until the next meeting, since we don't.
Correct.
Waiting on that. So
Might not want to have another one of these during spring break. I said, we might not want to have another one of these during spring break.
Okay. All right, so I'm,
If you're comfortable with that, yes, we can postpone the approval of those minutes until the.
I think we should do that. So would anybody like to make a motion that we continue the reading of the minutes for the March meeting until the next meeting?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion that we postpone the minutes until the May meeting.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. So we will do we will approve the March minutes at the May meeting. The next item on the agenda is communications. Do we have any communications from the city?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Norrie, would you like to add something?
I know, I'm trying to find out.
Okay.
Should have to do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. No communications, Mr. Caldwell?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody would like to speak to tonight, on any of tonight's applications? Would you please come forward and get sworn in? Anybody that has a variance request before us tonight, or anybody that has an interest and plans on speaking on any of the variance applications tonight, you need to get sworn in. So, if you go forward, Mr. Norrie will swear you in, I guess, or the clerk will swear you in. The clerk.
Okay. So if you are planning on speaking, please rise and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state, under penalty of perjury, that the evidence you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You may have a seat.
Okay, now let me explain to everybody. We're normally a board of 7 people, and you have to have a majority of the quorum to get your variance request passed. Tonight, we are short people because it's spring break and everybody went out of town. So we only have 4 people here. We have a quorum, and in order to get your variance approved, you have to get 3 people to vote in your favor. If a 2-2 vote would be a tie, and that means your variance does not get approved. When this happens in the past, we regularly give people the opportunity, if they wish, to postpone their variance request to the next meeting when you would have more people here. So I'm giving you that option. Do you want to have your variance request heard tonight, or would you prefer to wait until we had a full board or more people on the board present? Okay, that's fine. And you're item number 2. Let's go to item number 1. Mr. Reynolds, are you ready to go forward? Are you Mr. Reynolds? Are you here on item number 2?
Would you like to explain the postponement request? So if there's people waiting to hear those,
The last 4?
Yeah.
Okay. The city's asked me to let you all know that the last 4 items on the agenda, all relating to the Compass Resort, there's been a request that they all be continued. And so I need a motion on items 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do I have a motion to continue items 3, 4, 5, and 6?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so items 3, 4, and 5, and 6 related to the Compass Resort have now been continued, and they'll be heard on the next regularly scheduled meeting, which should be in May.
Just for the record, I believe the applicant did send it.
Yes, there is an email.
Would you like to read that into the record?
Sure. I have an email here from Cameron Parker of Development Resource Group saying, please accept this email as our request to postpone our 4 BZA applications for the Compass Resort until the next meeting.
It was dated April 9th, 2026.
It's dated April 9th, 2026. So that was today.
Are we taking a time out?
I don't know. Okay, so I read the email into the record. We've taken a vote on whether to grant the request to postpone, and there's been 4 in favor, so the 4 items are postponed to the next regularly scheduled meeting. Okay, I apologize for the confusion, you all. I am not the regular chairman of the board here, so I'm a little out of order on this. So therefore, we're only going to have two items on the agenda tonight, items 1 and 2. The first one is BZA 26-09, an application by Jonathan Reynolds for a variance of the required building setbacks at 1205 Perrin Drive, tax map number 35712040061 in the Resort Residential R4 District. Is anybody here on behalf of Mr. Reynolds and this variance request? Mr.
I talked
Caldwell,
to him
have you?
earlier today and he knew about the meeting.
Okay. As a board, would anybody like to make a motion whether to continue this or whether to strike it?
I think traditionally, we've always
Postpone it.
postponed it, give them another
next-
chance.
Give
We
them another
don't-
chance to show what they want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so does somebody want to make a motion to that effect?
I will make a motion, we postpone BZA 2609 until the May meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, the ayes have it. Item number 1 on the agenda, BZA 26-09, is now postponed or continued until the May meeting. That means the next item on the agenda is item number 2, BZA 26-10, which is an application by Ashley Honeycutt for a variance to have a swimming pool placed in the side at 301 Oak Drive, which is zone single-family, low-density residential R1. Is anyone here on that request? Okay, and would you please state your name and address for the record?
Brian Honeycutt, 301 Oak Drive South.
Okay. Can you tell us something about your zoning request and what you're asking, what
Yes,
kind
ma'am.
of
My
relief
name-
you're asking for?
Yes, my name is Brian Honeycutt, and I'm requesting a variance for pool placement on my property from the rear of the property, as deemed by my meeting with Ben Caldwell. I feel like my property is unique in itself, having 3 streets. The rear of the property where they've asked for the pool to be placed, per the current ordinance, I have a 52-inch elevation drop from the edge of the street to the back of the property, which makes it kind of impractical, and I've got to install a very expensive retaining wall to be able to install that pool in the rear of the property. And so I'm asking for you to consider to let me put it on the side of the property, which is parallel with Third Avenue, which is inside the 6-foot privacy fence, which I think would be more peaceable to the community. It is hidden from community and provides more safety for my kids.
Okay. Does anyone have questions for the applicant?
I do. You have a, what, a 6-foot fence coming down part of it?
Yes, sir. I
Are
have
you
a
going to
6
continue that all the way to the end?
So the 6-foot fence currently runs parallel on Third Avenue to the rear of my
Right.
home. And from that point, it's a 4-foot picket fence around
Right.
Oak Lake.
And you're going to leave the fencing that way, or are you going to carry the 6-foot fence all the way down to the end?
I had currently planned to leave the fencing the way it is currently.
Okay.
Okay, so is your zoning request, what is your hardship? Is your zoning request based on the fact that you have a,
Well, but basically, I guess so I'm on 3 streets, so I'm kind of different from other property owners where I'm considering basically having 3 front yards. So
Okay.
the rear yard is dictated as Oak Lake Circle because my driveway is off of Oak Drive. So Oak Lake Circle has been dictated as my rear yard,
okay,
but I have a 4.5-foot drop from the edge of the street down into the yard.
So the topography and
The
fact that
topography,
you've
yes. So
got
I'd have to have
3
a
sides.
fairly large retaining wall to keep the runoff from Oak Lake Circle to be able to put a fence in that area. And I have no access from my home except from in front of the house to the lower yard.
You know approximately how many square feet your yard is?
I do not know square footage, sir.
if we were to grant that variance, would the pool meet all of the setback requirements?
So I believe the way it is
Build it-
currently is right now, it's drawn as 4 foot off the fence line. And I believe it was less than 50% from the front yard is what I discussed with Ben. So I'm encroaching on the front yard being considered Oak Drive. But we're currently proposing 4 foot off the fence. The most recent rendition that we have is we're approximately 9 foot off the inside of the fence now, which pushes the pool more towards the rear of the yard.
Okay, I may have some more questions for you after I hear from the city.
You're fine.
Does anybody else have a question for the applicant?
Is there any way we could put it up on the screen real quick? Or I just wanted to kind of get an idea exactly where you want to put this on the,
You have
but
it
you're
right there.
correct, there are 3 sides.
Where I kind of drew in where you wanted to put
Just stretch right here.
You can put underneath that speaker, that camera there. Okay.
And you can you show me with your finger, are you wanting to put it on that side there where the, I guess?
Put it right here where it's, the brown circle's drawn.
Yes, sir.
It's basically, right now, it's currently, it'll be 4 foot off the fence from Oak Drive right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the pool would actually stop right here at the palm tree on the side yard. So it runs parallel with Third Avenue. Right here in this rear section is a 4.5 foot drop from this street down into the yard. So that's my topography challenge that I have right here is putting it in the back. I also have no access from my home down to this area. The only access I have is from the front corner right here.
Any questions for the applicant? Okay. Like to hear from the city, please?
Petitioner Ashley Honeycutt has submitted an application for a variance to install a swimming pool in the side yard not more than 50% behind the front of the house within the single-family low-density residential R1 district at 301 Oak Drive South. Section 23107 only permits swimming pools to be placed behind the majority of the house. The applicant is asking for a variance to have the pool placed closer to the front of the lot than allowed by ordinance. Staff recommends that the board review the variance application, attach photos and drawings, hear the evidence presented at the meeting, and review section 23107.
Okay, so Mr. Caldwell, my question is, he's surrounded by 3 streets. Are all 3 of those streets, all 3 of those yards butting on those streets? Are those all considered front yards?
By ordinance, no. When you have non-intersecting streets
Correct.
and a corner, yeah, it's a rear, a front, and 2 sides for setback purposes.
So Oak Lake Drive and Oak Street, those are non-intersecting streets, correct?
Correct.
So he has 2 front yards there or not?
He has a front yard, a rear yard, and 2 side yards. The rear yard being along Oak Lake Circle.
How come that's not considered
If it wasn't a corner lot, it would need 2 front yards.
okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to picture the mobile home areas up there in Cherry Grove that have the 2. So they have 2 front yards because they don't have a third side on a street.
Right, correct. And
Okay.
you asked about setbacks. There isn't a required setback from the front because it's supposed to be behind 50% of the house.
Okay.
And on the side, they're showing meeting the 5-foot setback to the edge of the water.
Okay.
I put a picture of the rendition down there on the screen.
If he were to move it where it's proposed, you're saying it's not, you keep saying something about it's not in the majority of the front yard of the, if he were to move it further back, would it meet that requirement?
It's possible, but he might get closer to the setback lines on the sides if he does that. And he was explaining about the drop in the contours of the property. I think that would make it difficult as well.
So is the drop only in the rear Oak Lake Circle area or is the drop on the,
Yeah, the significant drop is only in the Oak Lake Circle in the back. Yes, ma'am.
and so why don't you want to move it further back towards Oak Lake Circle?
Because of the runoff from the water, and also I would have to build a retaining wall to be able to get that leveled out for the pool placement.
Okay.
So I'm looking at probably $25,000 to $35,000 in a retaining wall across that whole rear area if I was going to do that.
Okay.
And as the property goes back this way, the fence narrows as well, which limits my space there as well.
But the fence, is the fence your property line?
The fence is actually about 5 foot off the property line.
So if you move the fence, you could still move it back. The fence wouldn't be an issue. I mean, the fence could be moved closer to the street, correct?
In all reality, yes, it could be, yeah.
Okay. So the majority of your hardship
it-
that you're,
It just blocks off the corner of the yard from getting, because the way the pool's designed is we still have the rear yard to access and use of our pets away from the pool area.
okay. Any discussion?
Sounds to me like, I mean, the slope from the backyard is a big obstacle to overcome.
He's zoned R1, and according to the county website, his lots 8712 square feet.
which is way smaller than an R1 lot.
Yeah, it wouldn't conform today.
Okay.
That shows the topography difference right there from the Oak Lake Circle, the 51.5 inches.
Mm-hmm.
You're about 13% smaller than what a normal R1 lot today would be required to have.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You're about 13% smaller than what a normal R1 lot would be required to have today.
And really can't use 100% of what he's got.
Is anybody prepared to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. I move that the board grant variance BZA 2610 because the applicant has demonstrated an unnecessary hardship. Specifically, there are extraordinary exceptional circumstances and conditions pertaining to this particular piece of property. The conditions such as the irregular shape, but it's not really as much the irregular shape or the three streets, which is the size of the lot and the topography is what I'm going to say. These conditions do not generally apply to other properties in the vicinity. Because of these conditions, the application of the ordinance into the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The authorization of the variance would not be substantial detriment to adjacent properties or to the public good, and the character of the district would not be harmed by granting this variance.
Hey, is there a second?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Your variance request is granted.
Thank you
Okay.
for your time tonight.
Thank you. So, as the remaining items on the agenda have been continued, that will conclude our meeting tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Is there any other business?
I don't know. Is there any other business?
No, ma'am. there's
Okay,
not.
there's so many people here. I'm just trying, okay. All right, then do I have a motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Nay. Okay, that concludes the meeting.
Ready to roll.
Boy, that was confusing.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to it.